Hey guys, thanks for stopping by. My name's Tyson. I'm here with Messier, the general manager of the hockey division in Cascade Sports. We're here to talk about the Messier project and a little bit on the M11 helmet. So how about if you just kind of give us the rundown of what you guys were trying to accomplish with the Messier project?
Sure, thank you very much. With the Messier project, the mission is really to address concussion in the sport of hockey. And what it is it entails a two-part process. One is really creating awareness for concussion in the sport and helping to be a conduit to give information to parents and players about things that they can do to better protect themselves from everything from safe play to respect and protect, learning how to give and take a good check. And most importantly is our mission to change priorities within the sport, to make head protection a top priority. So that's a big component, the broader objective of the Messier project. And Mark and I have toured all over North America, talking to different influencers of the game, talking to the kids and talking to parents from everything on helmet safety in terms of how you should wear your helmet, how important the fit is to the safety of the helmet, no matter what helmet you're wearing, and all the other factors we discussed. So that's where a lot of the passion lies, is really that, because you know, concussion is a major issue in the sport. And I think what's really encouraging is we now have a lot of influencers in the game in many different fields, from medical to the general managers in the National Hockey League have their own concussion working group, the NHLPA. And so people are really having the conversation, and that's what we need to do first, to look at what the environment is today, how did we get to this place, to really start talking about solutions. So we feel that contributing to this through the Messier project is a good start.
Yeah, definitely. And so in your when you're talking with the people and whatnot, are you finding that there's a little bit of a kind of resistance or not wanting to accept that there might be an issue, or is it pretty, you know, accepting as far as like, we understand what's going on and we, you know, like to see how we can better it?
Well, I think what's really encouraging is that there's so many people talking about it right now. Although that does sometimes create a little bit of fear, you need to work yourself through that process to get on to the next, where we start talking about solutions. And so I think there is a desire by parents, players, all the influencers of the game, obviously, to engage in this discussion. So that's obviously a great, you know, a lot of progress that we've made. Some of the challenges I think that are inherent in the sport is, as we were discussing, is, you know, the courage or the bravado that players are expected to have when they play the game. And, you know, everybody knows a hockey player who talks about playing through, you know, terrible injuries and whatnot. And I guess you can do that if you have a broken ankle or a sprained wrist, or there are injuries that you can play through. But we know that concussion is not one of them. And so trying to get that message out, trying to help kids feel comfortable in giving that information to their coaches, having leadership at the NHL level is really important to addressing this issue, so that there's not only an understanding, but there's a feeling that it's okay. We can recognize this, and by that we can eliminate a lot of problems, because if concussions are diagnosed and properly treated, the ability for a player to come back and not have these long-term consequences, devastating health consequences, is much better.
Yeah, I mean, kind of touching on how you're saying, you know, the difference between like an ankle injury, a broken ankle, versus a, you know, a head injury. You know, I think definitely that's important to get across to people, that there are some lasting impacts of a head injury versus, you know, maybe a leg injury.
Yeah, we talk a lot about that. In fact, over the last 2.5 years since I've been working on this project, I've heard so many devastating stories from young kids as young as 8 years old up to kids that have played college that have had to either quit playing hockey, but beyond that suffer a lot of consequences that are associated with head trauma, from you know, difficulty focusing, some kids really having difficulty with schoolwork. So it's pretty tragic, and so I think that by better understanding, and there's so many groups out there nowadays that are doing things to help better educate, but understanding what the symptoms are, and really working through that is important, so that these kids feel okay to give this information out and can be properly treated, and then they can fully recover.
Yeah, so I mean, kind of transitioning from just the overall Messier project to the actual M11 helmet that you guys have developed. So were you feeling that there was just kind of something that wasn't being offered in the helmet market that you guys wanted to establish, or
Well, that's a good question, because the second part of the Messier project is product development, and really what it stems is from a passion to find a way to begin to address the impact that you have in sports, in hockey, and what kind of energy transfers through to the brain. And it's interesting because it requires a lot of innovation. And that's where the M11, we're excited to work with Cascade on this product. We came on board when the company had the technology that I think you've reviewed, 7 Technology. They have an innovative product, and it works differently than the other liners on the market to absorb energy better and completely reset. So we believe it is the first true multiple impact technology, and obviously we know hockey is a multiple impact sport. So that was encouraging. The second part of it was going through a redesign, which Mark contributed, the hockey IQ to that part of it, to evolve the performance of the helmet. So things that you've probably talked about, but the venting and streamlining the design and incorporating Cascade's technology in their ProFit system for a better fit, what we call a 360-degree fit, because we know that the fit of a helmet really means a lot to the protection. So we talk to kids about, no matter what helmet you're wearing, make sure that it's in good working condition. The hardware is fully functioning. Make sure it's certified by the governing bodies. Think about how long you've had your helmet. Does the inside need any work? We talk about all of that, but one of the features on the M11 is the ProFit system, and one of the things we feel really good about is that it is a good fit system, and we think that contributes to helping the helmet stay on your head.